Okay, Zatima fans, now this video was pretty much asking the question, in the history of Tyler Perry media, from the plays, the television shows, the movies, has Tyler Perry ever had a couple in any of his projects that has come close to the level of fan love, or just, in general, shipping on the level of Zatima, Zach and Fatima from Sistas? In any Tyler Perry project, anything's fair game. Has there ever been a couple that he has written into one of his projects that has gotten the same amount of love and fanfare as Zatima? I came up with this video when I was making two funny little videos last night. The one where I did like the Hayden and Gary showing up to court to sue Fatima for assaulting them with a baseball bat, or how Zach is going to show up to court if Heather Lee Jennings takes him in there for child support. And I just thought about Zatima for a moment, and in my mind, I cannot think of any other couple that has gotten the same level of, just love from the fans. I mean, there are some iconic couples within the Tyler Perry franchise. Couple that come to mind right off the bat: CJ and Janine from House of Pain, Curtis and Ella from House of Pain. To an extent, Will and Sasha from Meet the Browns. Even though I really didn't watch the show that much, for better or worse. I don't, is it Tasha and her husband from that show? Have nots. The only couple I would say had the same level of fans go crazy over was Charles and Candace, and yeah, we saw how that thing ended, and that was just ridiculous. I mean, looking at the Oval, there is no couple that even comes close, because every single couple on that show has problems, and I mean big ones. I mean, from Sam cheating on Priscilla, Nancy's checkered past with Richard's father. Sheesh. Yeah, that show's a whole mess. I mean, let's not even talk about the whole Kareem, Barry, and Sharon stuff. Victoria and Hunter are the same level, or no, above the level of toxic of Jim and Catherine from the Haves and Have-Nots. Sisters, again, aside from Zach and Fatima, yeah, I'm literally going through the catalog of Tyler Perry stuff in my head, and I can't think of nothing. I mean, there have been some good couples in movies, but not to the same level of Zach and Fatima. Folks, Zach and Fatima are getting their own show. That should tell you right there. Tyler Perry knows what's the expression? He captured lightning in a bottle with Zach and Fatima, and he's going to exploit that for all it's worth. And I don't blame the man. Make that series. Or actually air that series, has already been made. So, yeah, I don't think there's a couple on the same level of Zach and Fatima. And maybe I should do a separate video of what makes Zatima work, but maybe I'll do that a little further down the line. I do feel like what makes Zach and Fatima kind of stand out is the fact that, unlike a Curtis and Ella, unlike a CJ and Janine, we actually got to see the start, the beginning, the genesis of their dynamic. Before they started dating or anything, we saw how they met. She ran him over on his bicycle in a parking lot, even though that was totally his fault. I think that's what separates Zatima from any other couple, because it's easy to open a book, cut on a television screen, or put on a movie, and you see a couple that's already together. They've been together a number of years. They already have kids. But to really make an audience fall in love with that couple, you have to show that couple in terms of their dynamic, the cast chemistry between the actors, their story. Obviously, you're not going to get all the exposition in one episode unless it's really rush writing. But to see them deal with challenges and whatnot, to me, that's what really separates Zatima from a lot of the other couples. We see their struggle. That's not to say CJ and Janine didn't have their ups and downs. I'm not saying that at all. you could argue Calvin and Miranda, but I don't think so. And I'm really only talking about the OG House of Pain, not this new one. But I don't think it even comes close to that same level of Zach and Fatima. These two, no, they could have their, like, you know, marriage counselor show what they were on there. I think that would be a pretty interesting concept. If there was like a Tyler Perry, I don't know, made for TV movie or special where a bunch of the couples from these shows go for counseling, whether it be Richard and Nancy, Zach and Fatima, Calvin and Miranda. I know they aren't married anymore, but I feel like those two in counseling, maybe for the sake of raising their child together, you know, and peacefully, or dealing with him moving on with Laura. I mean, that would be a pretty interesting show, and I think that would bring in Tyler Perry ratings, but that's just my opinion. But I think Zatima has the advantage because they really do feel realistic. That's not to say like CJ and Janine don't, or Curtis and Ella don't, but I feel like they capture the times we live in now, where you have a black man who's trying to do better in life. You have a black woman who sees potential in the black man, and as a result, they really fill in each other's gaps, in the sense that one is teaching the other how to love again. The other is teaching the partner that you're better than you think you are. Just because somebody else didn't see the value in you doesn't mean that I can't. So I think that's really I really feel like that's what makes Zatima stick. That's what makes Zatima stand out. It's the fact that in any relationship, there's always going to be outside forces that could come between you two. It's just a matter of, can you make it through the storm together? Can you stand the rain? But anyway, I do feel like that's why Zatima stands out. Especially in the midst of a television show where every other, you know, pairing between characters is as toxic as I don't know what. And you're just scratching your head like, why doesn't Andy open her eyes? Or why doesn't Danny realize there's a good man in front of her? She's just ignoring him and treating him like dirt. Or Sabrina, it's like, dude is questionably, I don't know, but it's just so many things I feel Zatima does right. And again, they're not perfect, and I think that's what makes them great. It's the fact that they don't have a perfect love. They don't have the perfect life, but at the core, they find peace in each other. Just gonna, you know, throw that out there. And for people who say Charles and Candace, I feel like they had a story, but due to the botched ending of the haves and the have-nots, we never got to see that full relationship flourish. I feel like there was something there. Truth be told, I still don't think Candace deserved a happy ending, given everything she had done up to that point in her life in the show. But to have her be first lady, turn things around, have a second chance at being a mother by carrying Charles's child, there was a lot of potential there, but they just squandered it. Not to mention her character shift towards the end of the show, I thought made zero sense. I mean, it's like you're making Candace nice and, you know, fun to be around, and I'm like, that's not her character. Then she tells Charles she's pregnant. Next thing you know, she gets killed. No. And I know that I've said this plenty of times before. Look, I know fans love Zach and Fatima, but remember how much love there was for Candace and Charles, and we saw what happened with them, so don't get your hopes up. I don't know. Zach and Fatima might break up at some point. That doesn't mean they won't get back together, but I feel like it's a situation where Tyler Perry knows that no matter what issues, they will stay together, but only time will tell. So yeah, in my personal opinion, I don't think there has ever been a couple as big as Zatima in the Tyler Perry universe, but we'll just have to wait and see how things work out. Are these two in game? I did a video on that well over a year ago, so check that out. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like I said, the only contender in terms of fanfare was Charles and Candace, but at the end of the day, no, they are not number one. So take a moment, hit the thumbs up button to show you liked the video. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Hit subscribe and hit the bell icon to select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel.